Welcome to the Gangcast, aka the Games and Not Games podcast. I'm Jan Garcia, and joining me as always is Isaiah Smith.
Hello.
I forgot that I say your name and you don't say your name. How's it going?
It's going all right. Yeah,
all right, you have
it's okay.
A bit of news to share at the top, so I'm gonna let you take it away and try not to interject with my many thoughts. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. So I think back in, it must be episode 1, talks about how I was working at Code and, I worked on photo mode and built the pen to pixel site and all this and that and the third. Unfortunately, my job had layoffs and I was impacted by the downsizing, right? All the corporate speak.
Mm-hmm.
There's
been a restructuring.
And
you're not
organizational
involved,
update. And I was let go as a part of the layoffs. So no more full-time work. I still do have like literally a freelance kind of gig going on right now. And also like personal projects and stuff like that. But I guess all that to say, if you do have some engineering software web needs, hit me up. Isaiah at isaiahsmith.dev is the email. You can check out my work. We're rocking the photo mode t-shirt.
Yeah.
So
Damn, I should wear mine.
I was like, man, if I'm gonna bust this out for any episode, I guess now's the one, right? Check that out. Check out my other work if you if you have a need for engineering, whether it's like a personal site or I also built the pen to pixel site. So if you have like editorial work that you want to do and you want to have a cool site for that, hit me up.
Yeah, you built some portfolio sites too.
Yeah, built some portfolio sites. I should probably update mine because I haven't updated the content on it in a while. Yeah.
It's like recent grad, just kind of like
no fact. It's newer than that, but not like so much newer than that. And then also did like freelance work for some like game dev friends where I built some sites for their games that they released. Worked with some people in the industry to have like their, I don't know what you call it, like I guess their landing page site. It's kind of like if janetgarcia.com kind of thing.
Yeah, I would consider that portfolio site.
Yeah, portfolio site then. Yeah. So did stuff like that. Working on some technically it's under NDA, so I can't talk about too much of the work that I'm doing now, but it's like, full-blown website development stuff, working with APIs and displaying data, user login, stuff like that. So yeah. You know those words.
Yeah. Basically, if you need something made, ask Isaiah. There's a very strong chance that he can just do it.
Yeah.
Is the short end. But if you're technically in the know, you understood some of those words and you were like, yeah, I've been needing a front end, back end, backspin, Like it's like, oh, okay.
Yep. That's it. You got it.
Yeah. And is it fair to say you're looking mostly for like freelance work at this point, or?
Yeah, freelance, maybe even like, part-time contract kind of stuff. Sort of taking the weekend, the next couple days, trying to figure out what it is I really want next. The sort of one of the top runner things is like, oh, maybe I'll jump back into game dev stuff, right? Like there's a GMTK game jam going on this weekend that I'm gonna try and whip up something for, kind of dust off the old Godot engine and get back into that. And I was working with like Lakeshore Campgrounds before, and really like that idea. I want to get into it, but again, slowly like got to ease back into the game dev stuff because I haven't touched it in at least a couple months, right? So, but yeah, there's some ideas and plans swirling.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Pop Dots is another one I might revisit.
I think Pop Dots would be really good.
I think Pop Dots would hit too.
All your ideas are really good. The thing that, you already know, we've talked about it on the show.
My biggest struggle is just finishing. And
like Isaiah, finishing it, and also, that's why I think the game jam would be so good for you, because one of your struggles is having it up to your standard, and that requires like a lot of work and time, and it's like, you're like, oh, well, all the work I did is very high standard work, but it never like sees the light of day. That's not fully true, right? Because like Photomode.io, that exists. You can sign up.
Yep.
People can go hang out. We got
people do.
People are up there posting like the most like high fidelity like smartly crop. Like the people that can actually like post video game photography are out there.
Yeah.
Which shows, there's a market, there's a community, there's people.
Yeah.
And then there's also like me who's like, I'm going to upload to support the website. And my uploads are like, oh, maybe there'll be a good like cutscene and I can just
hey,
screenshot that.
Some of that's all art. It's all photos.
You can upload that. Yeah. But so you definitely have seen things through to a degree. Like you post stuff. But I think even like with photo mode, for instance, you're like, well, I'm not done with it. Like I don't want you to feel like these are some done projects in the rotation. Yeah, so I think the game jam will be good because it can only be so polished in 3 days. Like
facts.
And the odds of it being like polished to the standard that you normally like your stuff to be polished for are basically zero.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, good. Like get comfortable putting out like mid unfinished stuff.
Yes. In progress, like not polished. Again, that is my biggest thing. I think you nailed it. And hopefully something like this game jam this weekend will help start to break me out of that. Yeah. I don't know, enclosure. Start to make me more comfortable, force me to be more comfortable with just sharing stuff that is not done, not up to like my standard, but is workable, is usable, is testable, and go from there.
You must really resonate with that Tizo song, the "Get the Mid off the streets." You're like, that's what I'm saying.
There's a lot in that album that really speaks to me.
He's going on tour again with
Is he really?
Oh my god. I feel like I'm gonna get this wrong. I want to say it's Don Toliver.
Oh.
But I don't remember who he's going on tour with. But I saw like an ad on TikTok that was like him in a boat with somebody and they're like, we're going on tour. Those TikTok ads know me more than like,
dude, the algorithms are so good now.
Instagram/Meta has really gotten up there too, but they're like, I don't know, they know what, I guess they see in my photos. I have like a purse from a certain brand. They'll like throw some purses at me. Yeah. But I'm like, I feel like that's low hanging fruit. I feel like TikTok knows like the soul. You know what I mean? Remember we got that Galaxy ad and then we went to the game. I feel like that's kind of low key embarrassing that I bought the tickets.
Obviously, we were pretty primed, right? Like we're already Galaxy fans. We already watch it. It didn't take much for us to get the tickets. Just knowing that, like, hey, every Tuesday in July the games are $20 or something like that. I was like, all right, fine, sure.
But then the ad was humiliating too because the ad was something like, are you feeling depressed? Not this Wednesday when you're at the game. Like literally that's what the ad was. And I was like, this seems relevant. But in our group chat, then we got the tickets. Yeah, so I don't know. We're there. We're supporting the community.
Yeah.
Games?
Let's talk games.
Can I interest you in some games? Your games are getting cold. Okay, so for games, today we're going to be talking about gaming marathon stories. This was kind of inspired by the fact that I have officially started my American Heart Association fundraising, which you are on my team. We will see how we will team up to conquer heart disease and its accompanying ailments. But yeah, I did like a marathon stream of a bunch of different games. And then by the time this goes up, when people are listening to this weekend on my Twitch page, twitch.tv/GameOnasis, I'll be streaming with my brother Edwin, Jak 2, 3 days of Jak 2.
Yeah.
I'm a little scared.
I can't wait.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited about, they haven't arrived yet. They're supposed to arrive today. But the temporary tattoos I ordered, that's what I'm excited about. Or for every donation, we're going to put we're going to put on a temp tattoo somewhere. So I think that'll be really fun.
Tatted. Sleeve.
The only
face,
con is
neck.
that like, you shower every day. So it's like, we kind of have to start like clean slate-ish every day. But like, that's fine. That's like not the biggest deal in the world. But
maybe they're a little bit, the thing is, they only have to survive like 2 showers. You know what I mean? Like at most. So maybe.
But then if you're too like, it's like, oh man, how well did you really scrub? You
just let the water run over you.
Exactly.
Like, that's good enough.
I worry that if I maintain the tattoos too well, I'm like not going to beat the scrubs allegations. Yeah. So I'm like, I'd rather just wipe them down. But it'll be fun.
That's fair.
But I was thinking about that marathon topic, and I vaguely know that you have some marathon stories. Also, on that note, too, with this goat thing, where you're like, oh, yeah, like, I'm not full-time right now, like, kind of seeing what's going on. The way Isaiah's about to tear up these games, I'm so scared. And I don't know, maybe it could go in one of two ways. You could either, like, play a lot of games, or you'd be like, no, I'm focused all in on, like, my project and my work and all that. But I'm scared. Yeah. Because, like, the layoff happened within like 30 minutes. Like you were in Fields of Mystery, like working on that farm.
What else are you supposed to do?
No, I think it's valid, but I'm like, oh man, like I just see the gap like getting bigger and bigger between us, and I'm like, hello. You're gonna end up lapping me in the seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's only a couple. There's only 4, so it doesn't take that long to.
I have Fields of Mistria in the doc, so I'll talk about that when we get.
I'm scared.
When we get to it.
I'm really scared, but I guess let's start with your stories. What are some marathon stories you have?
Yeah. For me, I will say marathoning is not a going in with the intention of marathoning is not something I've done for years, over a decade probably at this point. Like, I couldn't tell you the last time it was like, oh nope, this Saturday I'm ordering a pizza and just sitting in my underwear on the couch playing games all day, because that's the marathon. No, I couldn't tell you the last time I did that. I think high school is like the last time I've done what I would consider like a marathon of a game. And that was really around like the launches of Call of Duties. Me and my friend Arthur, since high school, also my friend Aaron, since like middle school, we've all kind of like been into Call of Duty a little bit. And really like that PS3, PS4 era was like the ideal, hey, what are you doing? Nothing. You want to hop on Call of Duty for a couple hours and just like play. It got to the point also where like, I remember this vividly when Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 came out. Arthur didn't have a PS3. He had like, he's a 360 kid. But I had a PS3 and we wanted to play together. And there was also other games, Uncharted, and the list goes on for PlayStation exclusives. But he wanted to get a PS3, get Call of Duty. So we went to the midnight launch and he got like the PS3 Call of Duty bundle, right? And that was like, I think the last midnight release I went to where afterward, where like it was an event. First of all, you get there and there's like a crowd of people, and this is like before, obviously this is like GameStop with like reservations and everything like that. But like even before that, it was just like, it was like tailgating. Like people were there.
Yeah.
They had somehow they had like TVs and were like playing the old Call of Duty, like waiting really in cool. line and everything. Like it was like a big event. People were like grilling and everything. Like it was lit. It was sweet. And like we got the game.
The grilling's insane.
No, it was a event. Like it was dope. It also didn't help that like a 7-Eleven was across the street, and so like people could just easily go get snacks.
No, it did help. Well, that's the vibe.
I guess that's fair. Yeah. But yeah, so like we got the game, we got home. It's like maybe 12:30, 12:45, 1, and we were up until like easily, no lie, maybe like 4 a.m., 4:30 a.m. And we had school the next day. And it was like, all right, I'm going to get like 2 hours of sleep and I'll see you in school. We went to school. All everyone's talking about is a new Call of Duty game. Who got it? Who's playing it? Oh, you hopping on after school, blah, blah, blah. We get home from school. Fuck homework that night. Ain't nobody doing homework in school that day. Everyone's just getting back on the game. Everyone's playing together. We're hopping in the lobbies. Of course, it's the like late aughts, early teens, and so like the internet's not the greatest, and the servers are down and it's hard to find your friends and this, that, and the third. But like you get in, you get a couple more hours, sessions going, and it's like it was a vibe. It was like the world peace before Pokemon Go. Like that somehow shooting everyone and killing just the enemies and calling in nukes and stuff was like the last semblance of world peace before Pokemon Go came, because it was just like a thing that everyone did, and it was just a vibe to me in my circles, in my like friends and family circles. And that happened every year for a bit, right? We even like going into college. The more modern, Call of Duties come out. Oh, like, everyone's in your floor of your dorm. Like, hey, you going to get the midnight release? Yeah. All right, cool. Like, all right with you. We'll come back. We'll play some more games. Again, skip out on classes the next day, especially in college. Skip out on classes the next day. You're playing, you're shooting, you're having fun with your friends. And then eventually it weans down after that first weekend. Then, life kind of comes back normal. But like that launch weekend, that launch night, man, crazy. Underrated time. I wish we could get that again. Now it just doesn't happen. That is, I will say, the biggest con of like, for me at least, going more into like a digital era of gaming, where it's like you just don't You don't have that anymore.
You could go back.
Yeah.
But you don't have a disc drive in your PlayStation.
Yeah, I mean, I have it. Even if I wanted to, I mean, I could go get the physical game.
You created your own impression there.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
You could be there with people. Because I didn't go like as hard with like the amount of hours I put in, but I still go to midnight releases now. Like I went to, my last one was Tears of the Kingdom, like last year. God, was that last year? That was last year.
Yeah.
It was a good year for games last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and like it was, people weren't tailgating, like I've never been to, I feel like grill culture out here isn't as like prevalent as maybe, because what was that, Buffalo back when you were?
This is Buffalo.
I feel like y'all grill. Maybe it's because hey, I'm already like into football. I already have the grill. Like, I don't know.
Oh yeah, people have the equipment.
That's the thing. I think y'all have a bigger grilling culture than like Chicago, where it's so cold. I mean, it's cold where y'all are too, but I guess you don't care. I don't know. And then LA, like people are like, I don't even have, any assets really. I'm just out here next to some trees. But I went to the, what is it? Is there a name for that plaza? Like that town center?
The Empire?
Empire, yeah. They have like a GameStop there, in the valley. I'm sure there's other ones like in the mall and stuff, but like that's the one I went to, and they have like that. They had such a huge line for Tears of the Kingdom, and it was so fun because like, everyone's in line. And people were like, oh, I might like, there's a chicken. What's it? The chicken spot? It's not Cane's, but it's like Dave's. Dave's Hot Chicken, yeah. They had like a Dave's there, and like sometimes people would, I'm gonna go run to Dave's, like save my spot or whatever. There's a bunch of like nerds playing the old game, like Breath of the Wild, kind of the same vibe. It's like everyone's just like, oh, let me play the old game, or like some other games who have somebody had like a speaker, like a Bluetooth speaker out. They were like listening to like emo music or something because they're nerds. So it's like, okay, like what's the vibe? And it's always fun like seeing the first person get theirs. Like the first person that walked where they're like, oh my God, like people are like yelling things at them, like, are you excited? Like, I don't even know if people were yelling at them, but like this one woman like got her stuff, and she had like the super souped up version where she got like the console and like some other things. And she's like, I never finished Breath of the Wild. I've been saving it for this moment, but tonight I'm going to go home and I'm going to kill Ganon. And we're like, yeah, just like, which also like shout to her because I'm like, see, like, cause people gave me I've gotten a lot of guff over the years for how long it took me to beat Breath of the Wild. I beat it before Tears of the Kingdom. Everything was just fine, it's like, it's fine. Like you get there when you get there. But, yeah, that definitely there's like a nice energy to that. I had that for Breath of the Wild as well. And that was with the Switch release. So it was even more exciting. And it was like one of those things where I came home and it's like, I'm pretty tired. It's late, but like, you got to play at least an hour or two. You got to like taste it a little bit. Cause or else like, why did I come out here if I'm not going to like immediately go? Yeah. I know getting the console though was always a little scary to me because I'm like, yo, someone gonna jump me in this parking lot? Like, hold on. Like, let me like, let's just get to the car real quick and like, kind of skirt off because there's like, $400+ worth of merchandise like on my person kind of thing. But
you're not a big person.
No, I'm not. I think we got like 2 Switches that day. We didn't all get our own. Like it was like 3 of us that went just because it's like, they're expensive. So I think I might have got 3, but I flipped one to like help pay for the other one that I'd got because I really couldn't afford any of these Switches. But yeah, good times. But what about your non-Call of Duty stuff?
Yeah, non-Call of Duty. I think the last time I could think of games coming out, I'm not doing anything the next day because I want to play this game. There's not too many times that's happened to me. One of the only times I can think of is Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots. It came out June 12th, and my birthday is June 13th, and I'm a big Metal Gear fan at this point. And so I'm like, you know what? For my birthday, I'm going to get the game. I'm going to save it for my birthday. It was like a Saturday too. I'm like, I'm doing that thing. I'm, starting off with my big bowl of cereal in the morning, sitting down, watching like 2 hours of cutscene in this game before you can even do anything.
Oh yeah, that's like the best though. And I love a game that plays itself because it's just like a movie that you're like sitting there.
No, and it was so good. It was fun. It was cool. And it was like, I think it was multi-disc, even on like Blu-ray. And it was like, at a certain point, you have to like swap discs in the game, which like it has to like install, and it's like a 2-hour install session where Snake's just like smoking a cigar during like a loading screen essentially. And I'm like, you know what? All right, cool. Now it's like lunchtime. We're gonna go. I think I legit played that game for like 18 hours that first day.
How long is the game? Did you like beat the game in that time?
No, I didn't beat it that time, but I made a dent. I don't know how long the game is. If I had to guess, probably that like 30 to 40 hours, somewhere around there.
How long to beat says 18 and a half.
Oh, really?
So you were like, you like got 10 minutes left.
That's like the average. What's like the completionist?
Main story is 8.5. Main plus sides is 21 and a half. Completionist is 34.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Well, I must.
Well, maybe you were putting 18
kid.
hours of time in, but with the 2-hour install, maybe you like.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It's a judgment-free zone here. Don't worry about it.
I appreciate that.
It's going to take me 3 days to beat an 18-hour game, so don't worry about it.
So yeah, but what about you, Jay? What have your marathon history been like? Like, is there games and things that like your history with like long gaming sessions? What's that like?
So most of mine is also a long time ago, like when I was a kid, were like my beefier sessions. But I guess I'll start with like the most recent non-kid one, which would be Resident Evil 7. Biohazard, I think is the full name of the game. So I did that with my friend Jess back when we had our own channel and our own content. This was like, well, I mean, it was when the game came out. So whatever year that was, a couple years ago, a chunk of years ago at this point. And we Redboxed the game. So like for those people that remember, Redbox is a thing. They'd have them at like Walgreens, sometimes like a Jewel Osco or whatever, like a grocery store, like little kiosk that you could get movies from. But you can also get games from there as well. At least like some of the Red Boxes had games. Like my Red Box had games. So we got RE7 that way. We're like, cool, let's play it together. Let's marathon it. Let's, go through the whole thing as quickly as we can. Because the rental is like it's like a little bit more than a 24. Or it's like, oh, the first day is like this price. And then it goes up from there. So like the rentals are really cheap. If you like give them back within either like 1 day, 2 days kind of thing. So we're like, okay, we'll do that. It'll be a really cheap way to play what otherwise is like a $60 game or whatever. And then, we can marathon together. And that was my first actual Resident Evil in a sense, because like the only other Resident Evil I had experienced was like my brother played some of 1 on the GameCube. And I like saw it, but like, I don't think I actually played it. Because I think I was too scared of it. So like I would watch it, but I wouldn't like play it. And I think that was kind of it for me in Resident Evil. So this is my first Resident Evil game. And this was like her not first Resident Evil. Like she's a huge Resident Evil fan. So like it was really interesting playing that game with her because she knew a lot of stuff that I didn't. And it made the game a lot easier because I'm like, I didn't understand like the language of the puzzles of that game because it's a Resident Evil game where it's like, oh, like you just take this shape and then you move it around. I'm like, why? Like, why do you know how to do that? She's like, all the games are like this. I'm like, okay. Like, and now that I play with more Resident Evil games, I'm like, oh yeah. Like you take a funny object and you like twist it around and you get the keys and the keys are like weird dials and there's like these weirdo little houses and stuff like that. But yeah, that was super fun. It also made it more manageable because the game is so scary. So having like someone else there and like we started, I think in the daytime and went until like pretty late at night. But we did the whole thing in I think just one sitting. Like she stayed over that night at my apartment and we like slept and got up the next day or whatever. We either did it all in one sitting or it was like 2 sittings. We woke up the next day and finished it. I don't fully remember, but we did hit that like desired Redbox window. And yeah, it was really fun. Like there's something I think that's exciting about 1, just getting a game like as one big chunk, almost like it's a movie. And then 2, there's something fun about dealing with the physicality of the marathon of like the one-shot game where it's like maybe you get a little tired, you gotta like pace yourself, you're seeing when you're gonna like have food and stuff. Like there's something that's kind of fun about that, and especially with another person where like I know specifically one of the bosses, which this is like every boss in Resident Evil, where it's like there's like at one point you fight something and the thing has like a lot of eyes. That's like every single game. It's like someone gets covered in eyeballs. And we were fighting somebody that was like, turned to some monster that's covered in these little eyes. And I could not do it. Like we do like the back and forth. Oh, you like die once, or maybe you die a couple times, and then I try. And I'm like, okay, Jess, you got to do this. Like I can't, because I just could never find where all the eyeballs were. Like I'd get like 90% of them, and the last 10% I would die before I could find where they're located. And it was also like in such a way where like she's watching me play, but she like also wasn't like, it just couldn't. Like, it's not like she could, like, help me. Like, oh, it's on this arm, because also the character's always moving. So, like, you kind of always, like, I'm like, look, you got it. I literally can't even do this. You're going to have to do it. And your only hope, Obi-Wan Kenobi. It was that kind of moment. Yeah. And then, of course, she, rose to the occasion and got us through that section of the game. And then we kept going. And, yeah, so I think it was just really fun. And I think what was really cool about that game specifically, because it's such, especially that first half of the game is such like a horror game. It kind of had like the fun of, you know how you'll like watch a horror film and you'll be thinking, oh my God, like, no, what's going to happen next? Where you go? You know, you're kind of like almost wondering what you do in those scenarios. Like you get to be in that scenario in Resident Evil and like running away from like the Baker family and like the fucked up dad. And it's like, oh man. And it's like, okay, you think he's going to see me here? And it's like, and specifically, there was like two things that I remember really vividly from that playthrough. One was that we got jump scared by like seeing the shadow of the main character because it's like a first person game. And we're like, oh my God. And it's like just like Ethan's shadow or whatever, which is hilarious. And then two, which is like a testament to like the AI design of the game of like the way the characters can like move around and find you, is I was running from like the dad or whatever. I went to the bathroom and I like stood behind the bathroom door where I'm like, cool, when he opens the bathroom door, like he's not going to see me because I'm behind the door. And he opened the bathroom door, but then he looked behind the bathroom door and I was like, oh my God, I didn't think you'd be smart enough to look here. And then, you know, I probably got hit a little bit and I just had to run away. But
that's so funny.
Yeah, that thrill was like so exciting. Like I hadn't had, not literally, this is a bit of exaggeration, but I hadn't had an AI thrill like that since Metal Gear 2 when I was playing that as a kid. And there was a moment where I like shot an enemy. And usually when you shoot an enemy in that game, I mean, it's like a tranquilizer dart, but like you shoot them and they're like sort of kind of fall back. But then if they're against like a railing, they usually fall forward because like they just tend to fall forward. And this time, like he happened to fall backwards off of the ship and he like screamed on the way down. And I'm like, I didn't think that they like designed it to like account for that to happen, you know? I was like, wow, this game's like really good. Like, whoa, like, you know? So it was kind of one of those moments for me with RE7. And yeah, it was just a really fun time, just hanging out, broing out. Kind of, we like, you know, slept in the living room or the couch and like the whole like, you know, we have the coffees and the waters and the like the drinks on the table. Like, yeah, it was really, really fun.
That's so funny. What, I guess, besides this most recent stream marathon, what was like the last game you marathon?
Oh man, I mean, it's not fun, but like I kind of marathon a lot of my like work games depending on what the embargo is for it. If I decide like I want to either review it or, you know, beat it just before the embargo. Like I do a lot of like podcasting where I'm not writing a review, but I'm like discussing it like for the embargo. So last game I did that for, honestly, it might have been Starfield. I think it might have been Starfield. Yeah, probably. Because then other games are like shorter. So I feel like I'm sure there was something after that I like beeline to hit the credits, like Botany Manor or something, you know, where I'm like, oh, I really want to like write a review for my site in time for the embargo. But that game's short. So it's like, I don't know. It's like, it was still work, but yeah.
It's a race, not a marathon.
Which Starfield also lands in like my modern, this is sad, but my modern marathon sessions tend to be when I have COVID. And like I got COVID during the Starfield embargo and I said, you know what? Let's just finish Starfield. Like let's just and it was like, I don't know, 40 hours to beat. So it took like forever. And I was just sitting locked in. Other ones I had, Horizon just for fun. I was like playing that when I had COVID, but that was more for the platinum. I think other like marathon. I know I marathoned God of War Ragnarok when that came out for the embargo. And that was also around when Taylor Swift's Midnight's album came out, which is an album that frankly, it's like not that good. It's like not even her best album, like of which, you know, I don't know. I'm not the biggest Taylor Swift fan in the world, but like I like some of her records. And I was like, you know what? Like I was like grinding away at like side quests and stuff. And I remember listening to Midnights and just like how like, okay, I'm just going to like get to know this album and also like work through this game.
Talk about opposites.
I mean, like those are the best like combinations, you know. Freya's in there too. Like, you know, we got some other people, some other characters in the mix, but yeah, I did that a lot. Yeah, it's mostly that, which can be fun, but it's very isolated fun, and I think that's why I don't really count it, because what I like about marathoning in the modern era is like playing maybe with another person. I think is the most fun to like marathon. Like you mentioned that with Call of Duty, right? It's like, oh, it's exciting to like be with someone else and like we're all hanging out and, you know, or my friend Jess is like, oh, we're playing together. When I'm marathoning for an embargo, it's like kind of a lonely experience because it's like, you know, there might be stuff that's really exciting to talk about, but I don't have anyone to talk about it with. I mean, I know technically you can talk to like colleagues who are also in the embargo, but I don't really like doing that because I want to save that for when we do content together. And if I'm like writing a review. I don't necessarily want to like hear anyone else's thoughts either. So it's like wow, this is really interesting.
Yeah.
But I can't tell anybody at all.
I guess what to you we probably should have defined this at the beginning. Like, what constitutes a marathon versus just like heavy play? You know what I mean?
I think a marathon, you need the intention.
Okay.
But that's kind of why maybe I don't count these either, where it's like, I'm just really trying to like beat the game. I'm not really like, I am marathoning it because I'm gunning through it.
Sure.
But I think a true marathon session is like, you know, you kind of like have like, there's like pageantry involved. You're like, okay, I'm clearing the calendar. I'm like setting up my little drink and my, you know, I'm putting my phone on Do Not Disturb, you know, I'm you're kind of creating a space for it to happen. It's an event versus like, if there's stuff's just you playing a game fast, like, you know, the style that you play, all you do is marathon.
Yeah.
Your whole life is a marathon.
Yeah, no, most of my gaming is very like, all right, until something else comes along, I'll just be, you know, walking through the Yakuza Like a Dragon, putting hours on end into this. And it's not, like you said, it's not, the intent isn't, oh, okay, I'm going to sit down and it's Yakuza Day and I'm playing that. Yeah. It's just like, hey, look at the time. I spent 4 or 5 hours just playing this business mini game. And now I'm number 1. Yeah,
I could not figure out that business mini game. So is it your current marathon? Is Fields of Mystria
honestly,
well, what do you count that? I guess you don't count that as a marathon either.
Yeah,
right?
I don't count it as a marathon because
it's like
just
a binge.
Yeah,
session.
It's more of a binge than a marathon. That's a really good sort of distinguish sort of naming for it. It's like where I'm at in Fields of Mystria. Love the game, loving it, great time. I feel like I'm bumping up against the end of the content, and it's not that there's not a lot of content. There's a sizable amount of content. Everyone go play this game. It's that, well, a good chunk of the content I don't care about, and like the relations. We talked about this in the episode. I don't really care about the relationships. I'm not trying to be friends or marry or get the hearts up with anyone like that. I'm just not interested. I want to make money. I want to go to the mines. I want to catch some fish. I want to explore, unlock all the areas on in the city, and do all that.
Have you started going to Friday Nights at the Inn?
Not yet.
You got to at least do that, because I think I also don't care, and I think you will like it because I like it.
So my goal is to finish all the other stuff and then do that.
Okay.
Sort of like save that aspect of the game for later. Once I'm,
rich.
Once I'm rich, once I'm making money, then do that. So, but yeah, I don't have my Switch or Steam Deck with me now. It's not so much that like I'm blitzing through the content as much as just like I'm waiting until I finish all the stuff that I really want to do, which is make money, figure out, my patterns, get my chickens and my cows and all that, like get that machine, that engine going. And then I'll dive into like the relationships, the characters, the lore, all that stuff. So that's where I'm at with it. And I feel like I'm pretty close to that because I've just done nothing but like reach the end of the mines. Almost like 2 of the like 7 stats are already maxed out and the others are at like high level 20s or something like that. So like I'm making progress in the like skill treeification of this game too. So yeah, we're almost there.
Have you found the extra well?
I'm not sure which one you're talking about. I know there's a well that you can like interact with.
The Gachapon well.
I guess so. Yeah.
I just found that yesterday and I was like, oh, like cool. Yeah, like I'm liking that too. I think I guess you have the thing that makes you thrive is that you only really like dig into one game at a time. While I have so many games I'm taste testing that by the time it's time to like play something else, I'm like, I'm tired. I've been taste testing like all day. I'm full. It's like I get full on the free samples a lot in video games. Because of like what I do for work, where I'm like always trying different stuff. So then it's like, okay, do you want to eat? And I'm like, I'm not that hungry, if I'm being honest. Like, but yeah, I think Fields of Mystria has kind of created to a new pattern for me, which is like the pre-bed game. Where I'm like, I think this will be a good time for me to get some like gaming in, especially on like the Steam Deck. The Steam Deck's just been like a godsend. We should like pick another, like do another marathon. day.
Yeah?
It sounds like neither of us have really, because my last real one might have been really that RE7. I guess,
I feel like you've done some content ones.
I played Jack and Daxter for like the deepest dive. And this thing with Edwin will be my next recent one. That'll be really fun. Oh, you know what? And I would count the thing I did with Michael Huber, the Resident Evil Revelations 2. Yes. Yeah. Though that game is also like not, I feel like to really get that marathon juice, it needs to be like a little longer than that game. It was a little too easy to marathon that game, you know? Like I think you need like a 16 plus hour where it's like, oh, this is either a really hard day or like 2 daes.
I can see that.
To really have it. But it had all the makings of a marathon. We set aside the time. We ate during it. You made us Kool-Aid. Like it felt very...
Forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I like that too. Like again, I really like it with other people because then you can like, I don't know, you have this like bond of like the shared lore of it, and you can have like what was fun about doing that stream is like the ongoing jokes that like came up during it, like just from like being like together for that long and all of that. So, what would you want a marathon if you were to pick? Would you want to just do like a Fields of Mystery a day, or do you want something like a fresh?
I would say
kind of one shot,
fresh one shot. It's weird because most of the games I can think of are, I think, too long to marathon, right? Like they are that like RPG length kind of thing, right? Like we want to play the Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. I don't know if we can marathon that.
No,
you know, really I think that's a little bit just too meaty.
I think a good marathon length is like mid to high, not even. Yeah, I guess it would be mid to high teens.
Yeah.
Low 20s.
Yeah, like that
chunk.
Like Uncharted kind of length.
Yeah.
Even Last of Us is like in that, I think like 16-ish somewhere around there. You know, that's a good marathon length. I don't know, maybe there's something coming out this year that I don't know, speaks to us and we're like, you know what? This is it. This is the game that will marathon.
Time to kick off the dust, yeah. Some other ones I have too to shout out from my childhood. We had the thing we always did, which I didn't think of it as a marathon at the time, but I think it would count, is me and my brother Edwin would do Smash Bros. Tournaments all the time. 64 character tournaments, which takes a really long time, it turns out. So like as adults, we're like, hey, you know, it'd be fun. What if we played Smash Bros. Melee again? We had a GameCube at the time. I think my brother still has the GameCube, the one that we like rebought as adults. Like it's not our original GameCube. But it's like, yeah, let's do that. Let's set it up. Like just like we were kids. We looked at that 64 bracket. We said, ain't no way in hell. We even put it down to 32 and it was still like 4+ hours. Now, granted, maybe the matches went faster when we were kids because like maybe we killed each other faster than we do as adults. Like, I don't know, but I don't know how we were doing these. We did these regularly.
That
like when I say like we played Smash all the time, that is not 8 times out of 10 we were doing that tournament.
That's insane. That is so much.
And what's shocking is I'm not at all good at the game. Like you think like all these hours I'd be like really good. Like I'm going to Evo. Like no, like I never learned how to like wave dash or anything. Yeah. I didn't know that was a thing. I was just like having fun with my characters.
I would argue that's the way to play Smash.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, you saw my TikTok then joking about no. Oh yeah. I made a TikTok joking about like if you don't put the items on for casual play, you're not fun. And then, you know, all the sweaties are in there like, oh, it's actually not fun with the items. They make it uneven. It's like, okay. It's just for fun. Like
our skill set makes it uneven.
Yeah. It's like, it's fun that you can, you know, have a big hammer that you can hit people with. That's objectively fun to me. Also want to shout out the era of the Blockbuster rental, which is kind of like what we did with the Redbox thing. Like there's like the pressure of a rental to be like, okay, we got to like, knock this out so that we can make this economically efficient. But we rented Dragon Ball Z Budokai when we were kids. And we played that all day when we had it. And my hands hurt. That was the first time in my life my hands hurt from gaming.
When Piccolo's trying to hold Raditz and you're like going left and right.
That might be
to, stay in line of the power. It's just Goku's holding him.
It's just a blur of like, it was just a fun time. Like, hey. And we've like picked that up very much like on a whim. Like, oh, we like Dragon Ball Z. This seems cool. Like it wasn't like there was hype. Around, even though I think there was, but like it wasn't like, oh, this is like the hot new release. It's like, oh, let's just rent it. We're gonna have a good weekend, and we did have a good weekend. And on that note, I think my last one that I want to throw out there is the White Castle Crave Case Marathon, where one day Edwin got us a White Castle Crave Case, so like the 30 little burgers. And we played Madden. It was like 03 or 04 Madden.
Okay.
And it's like we played Madden all day. And we ate the little burgers, and it was great because it was like we went to like his room to like eat the little burgers and play Madden. That's what the console was. Like we didn't have it set up in our living room and stuff. So it's like, yeah, we were just there. Again, the room was so like I really wish you could see like how our rooms were set up as kids because they were so like terribly designed, like unergonomic, like awful. Because they were like small rooms, so it's like the room really just had like it had the bed took up most of the room. Like only the left and the right had like a little walkway space.
Yeah.
That's it. So it's like a bed facing a buter, which like a buter is essentially a dresser for those not familiar with the term buter. So like the TV, it's like a CRT. So it's high. It's like super high in the air. So if you sit from the bed, you're looking up like as if you're looking at the ceiling. And if you stand, you're still looking up, but not as bad.
Yeah.
It had the ergonomics of like a really badly made like Best Buy kiosk where it's like, you're just like really high up.
That's rough.
And we would just, it's like, sometimes you sit, sometimes you don't. We had the wave bird, so we had the one wireless. It's like, you can sit back and we got the wireless. And we were just sitting there. We had our little burgers. We had our little game. And
that sounds dope.
It was so fun. It was so fun.
We should do a marathon. Yeah. That'd be fun. I don't think there's a White Castle near us, but doing an equivalent of that, that'd be fun.
Yeah, it's a good time. Well, we really got to do the, it's not quite long enough to get like that true marathon juice, but you mentioned wanting to play, was it TMNT or whatever? We get a pizza and beat that game.
Like Power Rangers?
Well, you want to do that too, but we still need to do the TMNT one that we never did.
Oh, no. You guys played Shredder's Revenge, right?
I don't think we ever did. Or we like started it. I think we were going to start it and then we're like, oh no, like you guys said you're going to play with us. And that's like,
hell yeah. Hell yeah. That'd be awesome.
I feel like especially now,
hell yeah.
now you don't have a job you can play TMNT. Y'all, I think we are a minimum 1 week away from like this not being inadvertently funny because it's like I don't even try to like make a joke, but then Isaiah will start laughing, and then I realize that like it's hard for it not to sound like some type of way because like knowing the context, we're like, are we like, oh, like I don't know if you have time. It's like it's like, and again, just because you don't have the job doesn't mean you still have stuff in your calendar, you still have things you want to do, but it's hard not to seem like. It's just hard. It's just been, I think
the jokes have been writing themselves.
Avoiding the jokes has been the hardest part of this whole scenario for us, I think. No. Of just like, how do we make this not sound like insincere? Like, if you have some, that's the thing where it's like, it's just like, it's so much, but yeah.
It's like, are you busy tomorrow? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, it just ends up being like, I don't know if you have the time, but it could, or like, we were going to see a movie this weekend. I'm like, we could see it earlier now.
Yeah. I was like, we can go Friday.
The calendar cleared up real quick.
Yeah,
it was kind of wild. But you have any other old school or new school ones outside of your COD days?
And
I guess you had to
really.
MGS4 and stuff too. But
just a quick shout out. We have it behind me.
You had Resistance there too.
To Resistance, yeah. I think that was maybe one of the first games that I know I talked about, like, Metal Gear Solid was like a standout one. Call of Duty is probably one of the more recent ones. Resistance, Fallen Man, Insomniac's launch PS3 game. I think that might have been one of the first games that I marathoned where it's like, I was all in. Me and my friends, Aaron, Arthur, we were all in on the PS3 like launch. Like that was like our Christmas. And it was hard because that, as you remember, that console was very, very expensive. It was hard to get.
So why you guys got that? Were you like, did you buy it yourselves? I don't know how old. I forget how old we all were. We were still kind of kids.
This was like 06.
Yeah, we were kids.
I mean, yeah, we were like 13.
Oh, so y'all had it, huh?
No, this was like, again, the console came out.
And I was console like $600 or something.
Yeah, no, they had a $500 one that was the 20 gig, and then the I think $600 one that was the 60 gigs, which. Okay, $100 for 40 gigs is
back then gigs were so
ridiculous.
expensive. I remember getting a PSP memory card that was like,
don't even start.
I don't know how many gigs it was,
Sony,
but the memory card was $80.
Sony is notorious for their proprietary memory.
Yeah.
The PS3 didn't even have proprietary memory. It was just more expensive, and it did have like, a little bit extra bonus stuff, right? It had like the SD card slots. You could like flip up the little thing and everything. It didn't matter. It wasn't $100 difference. Anyways. The launch of the PS3, that was like our Christmas. Like me and my friends were like, hey, like we told our parents, like, hey, like if you give me this, don't even worry about Christmas, don't even worry about birthday. Like you're good. Like I'm fine, I'm good. I'll get a summer job. I'll pay for my own games. I'll do all this. Like, if you could just help me get the console. Ended up getting it. And I actually got the game. I got Resistance Fallen Man and then Need for Speed Carbon. I got those games before I even got the console.
Yeah,
like,
I remember those times.
It was like I don't know when I'm going to get the console, but the games are out now. I know eventually I'm going to get the console. And when I get it, I'm going to have some games to play. It was like, sweet. I would like read the cover and open the booklet, like read through the booklet before I even had the console to play the games. But when we finally both, all of us got the consoles, we would play. We put so many hours into Resistance Fallen Man. Like that was like the original. And this is before like Call of Duty 4, right? Which like really, brought Call of Duty back and put it on the map to what Call of Duty is today. Like Resistance was like the OG for us, where it's like, hey, we're getting online, we're hopping on. They had custom maps. It was like our Halo. It was like, oh, we got custom maps, custom game modes. We're going shotguns only on this tiny map. It was like, it honestly probably like really made me get into gaming the way I am today. Is because it's like, oh, I had a friend who I could hop on a game with at a moment's notice, and we just spend hours on that game, like just hours, and we were good. We were like if there was like an MLG for teens at that time, we would have been top of the charts. We were stupid good at that game. So, shout out Resistance. Bring it back. I know they have Resistance 2 and 3 and one on the PSP or Vita or something like that. I loved Resistance 1. Really liked Resistance 2. I never played Resistance 3. I have it. I technically still have it physical in the other room. Maybe I'll play it one day. But Resistance 1, remaster that, bring that back. I would love a new Resistance game.
Maybe one day.
Yeah, one day.
And now for the not game section, we're talking about stuff. Which has to be like the most generic topic sound.
Yeah.
Stuff. Just some stuff. I'm trying to think of why I think just like my life is what sort of made me conjure this one up. It's, looking at like how we deal with stuff as in items. Like, what do we have too much of? What do we need more of? What do we still want? How do we manage like wanting things versus when we get them? Just kind of unpacking everything that goes into that. Because as we've talked about on the show before, I am constantly reorganizing. Talk about the reorg, right? I am reorganizing the apartment. The patch notes for the apartment, it's like we got a new patch every 2 days. Like,
no facts. And every time it does get better. Like, for years now, like we've lived together, and like at least once a year we would do like a room remodel kind of thing.
I loved the room remodels. They were so fun.
Move where the bed is, where the chairs are, where the desks are, where the couch, all this stuff. Like we just go through and just like lay out our space. And every time it was an improvement, but it happened every like clockwork, like every year. It'd be like, you know what? I think it's about time for our yearly
the reconfiguration.
Our yearly reconfig.
There's no rush, specifically a bedroom. I mean, other rooms also you get a lot of juice from that too. But like as a kid, reorganizing your bedroom was like the greatest thing in the world. Like I was like, oh man, you had a whole new room just dropped.
Yeah.
It was so cool. And now a lot of that has been. I think that happens less now that we are living in our own apartment completely. Like it was just like we had a room with my family. It's like, okay, well, we really just have, I mean, we could reconfigure the living room too. Like no one was against that, but it was more, of a communal decision because it's a communal space. While all the space we have, like, like Lion King, right? Everything the light touches
is ours.
Is ours. So within the square footage of the apartment that we were renting, but but everything the light in here touches is ours. So now I feel like obviously we had the big, studio update, and that was like huge. But other than that, I'm kind of constantly reconfiguring things because we have too many things, but also we kind of want and need more things. But then it's like, well, I'm at max capacity with the things. So then it's like I'm just dealing with things all the time. And I read the Marie Kondo book, and that brought me a good way. Like, I got rid of a lot of stuff I had, got rid of some of the stuff that was in the communal space as well. I'm kind of culling down on having too much stock in reserve. Though I think the stock's coming back around because I feel like you need a little bit of stock. So it's a little messy, but and you just had your big T-shirt clean out.
Yeah.
As well. So now you like to label yourself a minimalist. Tell me about your relationship with stuff.
I do label myself more of a minimalist. And I stand by that. I know we're gonna get into it in a bit, but I stand by that. I'm not a get things for the sake of having things kind of person. Most of my things that I do collect at this point are more sentimental than it is just like aesthetic or anything like that. Like I have
The Resistance Fall of Man physical on PS3.
Yeah, no. I mean, like I have a handful of PS3 games, a handful of PS2 games, a handful of PS4 games, and then I've gone digital since like the later part of the PS4 gen, just because it's like, all right, well, like, hey, if I move again. When I moved across country, that was when like it was like, you know what, I can cut down on stuff. There's so many things I don't miss that I used to have, or things that I brought and then I don't use, and it's like, well, why did I put myself through this hassle just to say I have it? Like, it's like, no, like I try to keep things to a minimal, and it's not that I have nothing. I do have stuff, but I still consider myself a minimalist for that regard, where it's like, hey, the stuff that I have, I try to keep it low. If I have to move again, it will be an easier process than ever before in my life now, because like 2-3 boxes of stuff and that's it. And most of it is like classic nerdy gaming things, right? Yeah. You know, if I ended up moving, we had to throw away this Pip-Boy statue thing. It's like, am I going to lose sleep over that? No. Do I want to get rid of it? No. But hey, if it's got to go, it's got to go. And I still have the game. I still can boot that up whenever I want and everything like that. So my relationship with stuff is I like to have some things. I don't necessarily want those things out on display. I want them easy access. Like I want to know that they're like secure in like a storage box or something like that. But I don't necessarily need to have like them visually out in my space.
Your reluctance to interact with your collector's editions is something that like I respect, because I need to respect it, because it's your item and it's how you want to enjoy your item. But it's something I've never understood, where it's like dropping like $100+ on like that Ellie statue, which granted she looks ugly, like, and even like she looks ugly in a like toxic gamer way, where like, I want her to be assified, like just like the statue looks a little bit like
it doesn't look like Ellie.
It's not a well-made statue, but also it's a mass-produced statue, so those are never going to be like first four figures level, which is still mass-produced also, but you know, in a smaller scale, it's not that good looking of a statue. So I'll give you that. You know, maybe that's not the number one I want out on display, but like that comes with like the bracelets, like some guitar bit, like they're all just so unused, and I'm just like, I think that blows my mind. But it's like some people were like that. Like that. I mean, you were also you're a split between like the Funko in the box and the Funko out of the box.
Yeah.
You kind of go either way, so I'll leave you there.
Yeah, if it's like a very special one or something like that, I'll try to keep it in the box. Yeah. But most of them, I'm fine taking them out and displaying them.
Yeah, we also only have a couple of those. I feel like with our collections, we collect some of a thing, but we don't have full collections.
No, like there's not a thing that I seek out where it's like I keep track of like, oh, I'm missing this instance of an item. Let me keep an eye out for it. Like how Kelsey collects like Wonder Swans, right? And, you know, I know people who collect vinyls, or people who collect like sports memorabilia or things like that. Like you'd be hard pressed to find something where I'm like, oh man, I'm missing like 3 things of this set. If you see them, let me know, get it, blah, blah, blah. No, it's just like, oh, it's a cool thing to have.
The Hawaii Hello Kitty isn't.
The Hawaii Hello Kitty is not moving it for me.
I feel like that is kind of a weird place to be in too, because I think we get kind of stuck in the middle to a degree, where it's like we have stuff, but it's not like we have, like the stuff is all based on vibes. Like there's not really a core purpose. And yeah, I don't know. I've been trying to, I think, cull down on, my big thing is use, like making sure the stuff that I use, it has a purpose, has a job, and is going to work doing that job. And, you know, I'm trying to have like a toxic manager approach to my stuff. Like, whoa. You guys are just kind of hanging out over here. You're not really doing anything. And obviously some things are just aesthetic and decorative, right? Like I have, what did I name him? Gustavo Dudamel, the rabbit. The rabbit. Yeah, I have a rabbit conductor, like a little porcelain rabbit that looks like he's like wearing a little vest, and he has like a conductor like I don't know the name for those. A stick. Cute. Yeah, he's adorable. He's tiny. He's fucking useless. Like, I know that he doesn't serve any purpose, but I like him. I love him. I love looking at him. When I look at him, it's happy time. Sometimes I put him on my piano and I look at him and I'm like, yeah, and I named him Gustavo Dudamel because that's who we saw perform the day that I bought him. So it's like, cool. And I want the set of them and I want to hear when I see them, I hear the music sing and it's cool. But yeah, like it's tough to, I think much like almost like our Fields of Mystery conversation from last week, right? Where it's like, well, there's that feeling of not wanting to need it later. Mm-hmm. And it's like, well, maybe like a version of myself. I had this with like my ukuleles, which I still have one ukulele that I got from the Chia PR kit, the game Chia. And I kept that and I'm like, cool. It's like a fun PR thing. I like that game. I have played a ukulele in my life kind of before. It's like, oh, well, maybe one day, whatever. But I had like 2 ukuleles at the point of receiving that ukulele. And it's like, I don't play the ukulele. I don't know if I'm ever going to play the ukulele. I don't think I care to play the ukulele. This is just a thing that I'm carrying around from room to room and space to space. And it's not doing anything. It's not helping anything. It's not benefiting me. So I'm trying to like, I think, work towards identifying more of those things in my life. Like I have like a cajillion stickers. Like I have more stickers than I can ever stick anywhere. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, maybe another thing that I kind of deal with is I like stuff and I want to gain more stuff. But I can't gain infinite more stuff. Like, if I'm going to add something, I feel like I'm at the point in my life where I want to remove more than I'm adding. And I definitely don't want to just add when I already have stuff in that category. Like, I don't want to buy more stickers when I have 8 million stickers. But there might be a pack of stickers that, I really like and that I want. But I don't want that to join the pile. Like, there's too many to have enjoyed them all. Like, a thing that I always come back to that I heard someone say, like, honestly, frankly, probably just on TikTok, when it comes to clothes, because I love clothes, is every new piece you get is less opportunities to wear your favorite pieces. And I'm like, okay, cool. That's something that I'm really trying to like think about and like really carefully create my wardrobe at this point where I'm only getting like also like 1 or 2 pieces at a time to see like, do I even like these pieces? Like, I feel like sometimes you don't know how much you actually like something until you are wearing it and trying to fit it into your life and realizing, you know what? Actually, this was like, my Mario jacket that I'm selling. It's like, this looked cool. I liked it. I never wear this. It's so thick and we live in LA. I can never wear this. This is rotting in my closet. Yeah. And I shouldn't have bought it. Buying this was a mistake. And just trying to like, I think catch that before it happens. And it's been like a whole thing. But do you have stuff like that? Or do you not realize the pile of shirts until the shirts have presented themselves to you?
No, I do realize that. And I would say in recent times, the thing I try to remember, the I don't know, mantra I try to remember and keep in mind and like abide by is like, and I think Marie Kondo came up with this or something like that, where it's like, hey, if you can easily replace this or it costs like $20 or less to replace, don't keep it. Like, why keep like right now? One of the things, and we'll get into it as a topic. It's like one of the things that I have been known to just keep because of, like you said, like maybe I'll need it one day, are like cables or like adapters or accessories or things like that. And it's like, when am I gonna need a printer USB cable? Like the fat like USB A? Like never. But I want to keep one on deck just in case I ever do. I don't have to go to the store.
And then will you even know where you put it? That's the other thing I ran into too, where it's like I was so embarrassed the other day when we needed like more of some toiletry, and then I'm like, oh, we had some. I just didn't remember that we had some because we have so much stuff that I don't like even know what we have. Yeah, to a degree.
So yeah, I don't know if you want to get into the breakdowns. The groups that we have.
The groups, the little chunks? Yeah. Sure. Which, pick a direction.
I like the first one.
And I'll just walk off the cliff.
What do we have too much of?
I kind of already got into this a bit. Stickers. I definitely have too many stickers. I have so much. Because I used to be part of Sticky Club, which is a subscription service for stickers. And honestly, like, they got banger stickers at Sticky Club. But I don't use them all like that quickly, like on a monthly basis. Like I got so many. And then I also was a victim of the I had them out before, the Happy Planner like 365 Michaels stickers. They come in these big packs of like, I don't know, just random items. Like it's like there's a page that I have, it's like just different donuts. Like and they look cute, but it's like, do I need a sheet of 30 donuts? And I have multiple sheets of 30 donuts. And then there's like a sheet of like apples. And it's like, and then there's like a sheet of like fake, like post-it or like bad inspirational quotes. And I'm like, I don't know. I feel like kind of like to the line you brought, like I could throw all this in the garbage and like my life wouldn't change at all, except I'd have a little more space. Like, and yet it's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. And then I put purses in a way, but I looked at my, what we call now the purse wall. Isaiah helped me put some hooks on the wall near my side of the bed. That's where I hang my purses. And I'm like, it's purse wall. I'm like, how many hooks can I put on here? And you had said like 3, maybe 4. And I was like, I was thinking like 16.
Yeah, you wanted like so many hooks. And it's like, there's no need for that.
I have a need. I looked at purse wall again. And honestly, I don't have as many purses as I thought I did. But what I do have a lot of is the kind of like casual not drawstring, but like what would you call like the Uniqlo cross, like casual crossbodies, like the Uniqlo one. I have like a little Moomin's one that I thrifted. I also have like a funky color one that I got at another thrift, and then I have the Pac-Man. It's more of a fanny pack.
Yeah.
But I have the Pac-Man fanny pack I got for free, and it's like, okay, at this point, I probably don't need any more of those, and if I get any more, I probably should get rid of one of them.
Yeah.
Tote bags I also have a lot of as well. I have like a nice tote bag that I either bought or was gifted. The Fischl Raven one. That's like super nice. Like that one a lot.
Isn't
Great for work. I think it's like a forever. Like if I buy a bag of that again, I'm gonna buy the exact same bag, maybe a different color, and just throw the other one away when it wears down, kind of thing. But then I also have like a tote bag I bought at like Griffith Park, and then I have the tote bag I bought at the thrift the other day. That's like the denim-y looking one.
Yep.
And then I have a tote that I got for free from Limited Run Games, the Felix the Cat one, which like that one's like super wavy. I love that tote bag. But it's like, okay, I think we're toted out now. So it's like those are things where it's like, I think. And then what sucks is I saw it the other day. I saw one that I'm like, I love this bag. It was so cute. It's like a little different. They're all a little different and they all do different things. But I think the reason I would say I have too many of those is that I think I have other clothing needs that are not met. While I keep meeting, like I have so many bags, but like you have no outfits for these bags because you don't own any clothes anymore. You just have bags. But I love bags, and you know why? You know what I love about bags, Isaiah?
Why? What?
You can put things in them, and I love things. I love things. So I think those are my biggest offenders at this point in my life.
Wasn't it you and Kelsey talking about that when we met up for lunch?
You can just put things. I think a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's just so nice about having a bag because you can put things in it.
Hell yeah. Just fill it with things. I want that dumb bag that you think is really stupid.
I don't know why.
It's like a micro mini.
My thing with bags.
It's so tiny. It's like the size of like a debit card.
Yeah, barely. Yes. My thing with that, I understand and can get behind just bags being like a fashion accessory. They look good. They, go to outfit. Cool. I got no problem with that.
Yeah.
My issue is that it still needs to be functional. You can't like the concept of fashion over function when it comes to bags is mind-boggling to me. Like I don't understand. Like this is the thing. You're gonna carry this thing around, and it does nothing. It does nothing.
It looks cute.
You can't even fit. You could not fit my phone in it. And it's like, well, so what? You need a pocket now for this outfit because the bag is really only there for your wallet, like your ID.
Yeah.
and maybe a debit card or credit card or something. But then you still have your phone. Maybe you still have like keys. You still have this, that, and your glasses. Something like if you need to carry anything more than just two cards.
Like a light day.
But what light day do you not have your phone? What light day do you not have your key? Like,
well, I feel like it's just for the vibes. Honestly, it's just for the look of it. It's cute. Like that's it. But I will say though, of all the bags I do actually own, all of them fit my phone.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I think it'd be fun to have one dumb little tiny bag Because
That's how it starts.
here's the reason I don't care about fitting my phone necessarily is because a lot of times I don't have my phone in my bag because I hate having to open my bag to get my phone out. So a lot of times I honestly will just keep my phone in my pocket. Like, I just gotta be so real. Like, I'll have like my purse and I'll still have my phone in my pocket because it's like, oh, it's nice to not have to reach into my bag. It depends on what we're doing or like what's going on. But
Sure.
it's like how you might have your phone in your hand
Sure.
instead of in your pocket. It's like, why isn't it in your pocket? It's like, I don't know. I kind of just want to like have it ready to go. Like, I know I'm going to pay for something in a little bit. Like, it's like that thing. So
I can more understand that. I'm not going.
Enough to
don't
buy.
wave me over there. No.
walk on by. But yeah, I think, and it's tough because like also there's just so many different kinds of like bags for like different occasions. Like, I still don't have a good, nice bag, like a fancy bag for like a wedding or a formal event. I thought I nailed it with that little like rhinestone bag I bought, but it was so poorly made. Which is funny too because that's one of my cheaper bags where it's like, oh, it's still like costs money. It's like $50 is not like no money, but it's like, oh, this is like a more regularly priced bag. It's not like a super flashy brand, bro. It was not well constructed, and I'm like, I hate finding out that the more expensive thing is also better. Like, that's the worst. Because it's nice to be like, nah, that's just like rich people being rich. Like, they are just fancy to be fancy. And sometimes that is the case, but then it's like, I thought there was going to be an instance where it's like, you see, many price points can satisfy. It's like, no, it did not work out. So I'm still really missing that from my collection. But other than that, I am basically putting the brakes a bit on the bags for a while until I kind of have a more I've rounded my other needs a bit more. Shoes is also similar. I could use more shoes, but I feel like I have the shoes I need to live my life. I have some like little Heely sandals. I have like my casual Crocs. I got like a flip flop. I got like 2 sneakers. I would love more sneakers because I love sneakers. Like, I love the look of sneakers the way I love bags. But much like bags, they both can be at that $100+ price point. You can only kind of really use one. It's like, all right, well, if we're gonna put that kind of money into something in fashion, it's probably better for me to get like another jacket that isn't just that one jacket I wear all the time. Nothing wrong with wearing the one jacket all the time, but it's like, okay, there's other things I need that I don't have. So I'm really forcing myself there, but like, I just love them more than anything. So I see them, and that's all I want. And I think it's easier for me to like wrap my head around like a bag. Like, I think a shoe, as long as it fits you, it feels good. Pretty much. I know, like, obviously, like with heels, like it's a little bit more chaotic, but I also don't really wear heels, so it's like fine. A purse, as long as like the strap is long enough, it's like it's pretty much fine. Obviously, there's like what can it fit, but I guess the reason I'm so drawn to it over like pants and shirts is like a shirt might look good, but like how's it gonna fit you? How's it gonna feel on? How's it gonna look with like? I think it's harder for me to find like. It's rare for me to see a shirt that makes me feel the way a bag or a pair of shoes makes me feel.
That's unfortunate because a shirt is like $20-$30.
Shirts can be really expensive.
They can be, but
I mean, like
the
a top,
average price,
not like a t-shirt, yeah, but
sure,
like I mean,
the
just
average
like a top.
price top versus the average price bag or the average price shoes.
At least for what I get, my clothes are normally cheaper than my like sneakers and my bags because like. I don't know. It's harder for me to find something I love as much, but it's easier to find stuff that I like that is like of varying price points. Like, I can see something that's very expensive or something that's very cheap and still like it. Which can happen with like bags, but it's hard. And then again, my mango one fell apart. So it's like, well, maybe sometimes cutting the price here doesn't always serve me. But what about you? Do you have something you have too much of?
Yeah, for me, I'm gonna go. I mentioned it before, just like tech equipment. I know we recently did a clean out of like our apartment comes with like a little storage unit, and we did a recent clean out of that storage unit where like we toss things that we don't need anymore, either old decorations or tech stuff that's we really don't need. I cut down on some of the cables and stuff that I do have and I do keep. This was also like I think. Either right after or right before we did the home studio.
It was like during, because like one thing that really forced me to like call down a lot of stuff again was like, well, we gutted this room.
Sure.
Where does all that go? And it was such a puzzle to find, okay, how much of this can we just throw in the garbage or donate? And then of the stuff we're keeping, where the hell is it going to go? Because it doesn't have a home anymore.
Yeah. So with that I took a look at the cables that we had, cables that we needed, cables I needed to get to facilitate all the studio stuff. And it's like, all right, well, let this be an opportunity to just cut down on stuff where it's like, hey, like I said, do I really need this printer cable? No, I could probably toss it. Do I need 8 USB-C cables that are like not the best, like they don't have the right data transfer rates, or they can't do power supply enough, or this, that? No, I can just get rid of these. If I need more, we'll just buy. Like, cables are improving, tech is improving, and I think that's one of the things that I need to get better at keeping in mind, is that like keeping old tech for old tech is fine. Like, I have PS2 controllers that I'm going to keep around because I still have my PS2, or like, the like composite cables where it's like the I think it was composite. Composite, yeah, the like, white, red, yellow cables, because I still have consoles that like use that, so let's keep that around. But like, I don't know, do I need the component cables? No, I don't have a device that has a component input. I barely have a device that has a composite input, so like, why keep all this stuff? So that's, I think, the thing that I really have too much of is just like old tech that's never going to be used, and is not old enough to be used with other old tech. It's old enough to just not be used with new tech.
I will say, and I like that we have some old like gaming stuff. So I think even if you wanted to get rid of it, I'd probably be like, no, let's keep it. Like, I'd want us to keep it. Do you ever feel like, why do I have this? I'm never going to use it. Because when's the next time you think you're going to like boot up that PS1 that's like hanging in the backdrop?
No, I don't feel that way, because I don't have it. When I keep old gaming stuff, I'm not keeping it because one day I want to boot it up. I'm keeping it for the sentimental value. For that, I guess, is the only like the closest I've ever gotten to like having a collection of a thing where it's like, I want to keep all of my old consoles because it's like they're mine. I had great memories with them, played great games. I regret getting rid of my GameCube from a long time ago. Regret getting rid of like my old Xbox and things like that. And so it's like, even if I don't ever use it again, I still want to keep it just to say I have it. And it's like, I can put it on display. Like, I think it's really cool that I can line up my PS1 to my PS5 and like have that all in an entertainment system. Even if they're not hooked up, they're just still there. They're on display. That's a cool, to me, like visual history of gaming that I think works.
See, I want to hook them up. Like one day. Like, yeah, I keep them because I want to play them. Like, I regret getting rid of mine, not because I want to be able to put a cube out and be like, this is my GameCube. I mean, it's kind of cool too, but I want to be able to play it. So I guess different reasons, but same result. Because if you were like, you know what, I decided I don't care, I'd be like, oh, we should keep it, because it's like, otherwise we might just have to buy it again later. But I don't know when we'll have the space to make that feasible. Like, we have the space where it's like, if we wanted to play one of them now, yeah, sure, you can unplug some stuff and plug it in. But I want it to be like that cliche YouTuber basement, even though we can't have a basement because it's LA, but like, that basement vibe of at any time, boom, the GameCube's ready. The like and then I want stuff that I never even had. Like, I want like a Sega, like a Dreamcast is like ready to go. And I have like games. Yeah. Like, I want to be able to do that.
I guess that's a big difference from us too, is like, you have a fondness for the classics.
Yeah.
In a way that I don't. I have a fondness for my history. If I didn't have a Dreamcast, I don't care about the Dreamcast. I don't want to play the Dreamcast. I don't want to own a Dreamcast. I wouldn't spend. You can give me a Dreamcast for $1, and it's like, I mean, I guess it's like fine. I wouldn't pop off for that because I never had it. I don't have that history, that memory with it. Same for Sega consoles and stuff like that. But like, you give me an old Game Boy, like pre-color, like just Game Boy, the original Game Boy. Yeah,
it's funny. I had a GBA.
Love would take that.
And I'm like, let's get rid of this. And you're like, no, let's keep it. And I was like, I think we should just get rid of it. I know it's small, but like so stuff adds up. Well, because I have a GBA that is backlit. So I'm like, I don't need this other GBA.
Yes, but you have this modded, this blasphemous GBA. You had also an original GBA. That's but
it wasn't my original GBA. So that's why I was like, I don't care. It's just one that I bought because I wanted a GBA, but now I have a good GBA. So yeah, so it's interesting that we do have those different like angles that drive that. But I am trying to be a little bit more outside of, I think, the gaming stuff. I am trying to be like, okay, let me not just have stuff for like future me as much, even though like, again, I'm going to keep that ukulele, I think. But it's like overall, I think there's also like letting go of stuff that like you aren't using has been a big thing for us. Like, we got rid of the Cricket, donated that to the library. Yep. Shout out to you for taking it to the library, because I did not want to be involved. Like, I did not want to do it. I was very lazy for that. How did it feel letting that go?
It didn't feel bad at all.
Okay.
My thing
You hit your lying octave though.
I did. Like, I realized that. It didn't matter at all. For me, I think it's the big thing that I don't like is when. So, and this kind of goes with like just how we buy, how we handle our wants and needs and things like that. When we have a word for it, the godologist now, where it's like when I want to buy something or like when I want something, I do a lot of research. I try to figure out what the best option is for me or for, the hypothetical me, and find what item can I get to like satisfy that, right? Where the 3D printer, for example, is a great item where it's like, is this the best 3D printer? No. Is it the worst 3D printer? No. It wasn't like cheapest entry level of like all 3D printers, but it was the cheapest entry level in the 3D printers that are just like plug and play, where it's like you don't have to like finagle it. You don't got to get the screws out and put it together yourself or anything like that. Like for me, it was like, I want something that I'm going to be able to plug in day one and print and use. And it's going to be low maintenance, and it's not going to have all the fancy bells and whistles, but it'll be usable and solid. And it's like, okay, cool. That's my entry point there. And so, and I try to apply that to most things that I buy, where it's like, I'm getting good enough for me right now, and like me a year or two from now, maybe not 5-10 years from now, maybe then I want to upgrade or do something. But like for the foreseeable future, this is going to be good enough, and I won't have to worry about things.
Which you have a lot of, so Isaiah loves doing that. I am a pretty light researcher. Like, I feel like I know what I want, and it's kind of like over. Like, that's basically it. Like, I'll like that, even that like tiny bag, which I want it, but not enough to like, I don't know if I would buy that. Like, if you gave me the money to buy that bag, you said like, okay, cool. Here, you have to spend it on a bag. You cannot spend it on anything else. I don't think I would get that one. I just, it's really cool. I like it, but it's like, like I too acknowledge the lack of practicality to it. So I probably would get something else. But like, I'm not looking at that tiny bag and thinking, is this the best tiny bag that exists? No, I like this one, and now I'm getting this one. Like, that's it. Like, I'm not necessarily researching it, but it kind of depends on what it is. Like, when I picked out my suitcase, I did look a lot into like the different kinds, and then I landed on a brand, and then like whatever. But yeah, like we have coined the term godologist, and that is going to be Isaiah's job of researching stuff. So I decided to make my life easier, even though no shade, you've yet to actually fulfill
I got more time now.
You got more time now, but I sent like we made like a Discord for like us to do like planning and stuff together, and I sent Isaiah just different things that I want, but I don't feel like I want the research done, but I don't want to do the research. So it's stuff like a really nice silk pillowcase. There's a cold brew like maker thing, and I'm like, I love cold brew, and it'd be nice. I've made it myself like more by hand, but this allegedly is supposed to like streamline some of the work that I did on my own. Is it the best one? Does it pass the godologist test? I think I want like a backpack that like that's really good. Like I have one that I got for free that I'm going to keep for now, but it's like, oh, I'd love a good one. Like, so I sent you like that. Which I guess kind of brings us to like, how do new wants form for you? Because for me, it's a lot of like, I see it, I want it. I don't necessarily get it, but like, I want it, it's like, I have, like, I'll see stuff I want. I'll look it up on my phone. I'll have it in Safari on my like iPhone, and then I'll just like leave it there. And eventually I'll put it on my Pinterest board as like a collective wants. And then like, maybe I'll refer back to that. Obviously, if it's something I'm like dying to get, maybe I do just get it like then, or I high prioritize it. But it's like, okay, like this is sort of in lieu of doing research, I more just collect different things I want. And then I look at the pile of wants later, and I'll be like, oh yeah, like I still really want that. Oh yeah, that would be good for this thing. Or actually I'm like, you know what? Yeah, this actually looks kind of ugly. Like and not ugly in like the way that I like ugly stuff, but like, oh, I changed my mind, Yeah. But honestly, I'm more doing that waiting because I don't have the means. If I had more means, I definitely think I would be pulling the trigger a lot faster. But I'm like, okay, well, I don't have the means right now. Let me just collect some things, especially again with that clothes and fashion stuff, and even to a degree home decor. But I mostly get targeted with like fashion pieces more so than like, I don't know, something more practical, like really good coasters or something. It's like people aren't targeting me for coasters, and I don't really care about coasters. But how do your new wants form?
Yeah, I would say similar, right? TikTok. I used to be I used to be a snob. I used to look at people who fall prey to online ads and be like, oh, what do you mean you saw this thing on this bag on Instagram and you had to have it, and so you dropped $250 to get it? Like, what's wrong with you? That's not financial. That's not that. And then TikTok, the algorithm got better. It got to know me. I get it now. I get it. So like usually, no, my stuff that I fall prey for are still in that like $20-$30 range, right? Like I'll usually fall for like a book that I find interesting, or like I got the How to Draw Cute Things book, because I like to draw and I want to get better at drawing. And I don't know, have I opened that book yet? No, but I like having it so that when I do have the time,
that's something that kills me too about myself. I don't know if it bothers you about yourself, but being like, I need it, and then not using it. Yeah. Like I hate, and that's, I guess, the one thing that I can say that's positive about like me and my relationship with clothes and fashion. Like I won't wear it like the next day necessarily, but I'm looking for like like the bags that you got me in New York. Like I'm still looking at like whenever I can get those out, like I'm bringing them, I'm using them, I'm testing them out, I'm enjoying them. But like, what was mine recently with like, like even just like the Mario encyclopedia I got. It's like, I barely looked at that. Or like the, my worst one was that book I got. That's like, it's kind of like I don't know how to explain it. It's like a choose your own adventure sort of book, like a solo D&D thing. Like I remember buying that and being like, it was like, $30 or something. But at the time I was like, like, I don't know if I want to drop this $30, like was how my budget set up. And then I'm like, no, I'm going to get it. I need it today. I got that before we moved to this apartment. Like I am so humiliated over that, and still not, I don't know when I'm going to get to it.
But I don't think that's an issue, right? Like I think if you buy good enough, then you almost like eliminate the time sensitivity to you using it. Like that the D&D book, the solo D&D book that you got, that whenever you do get around to using it, it'll still be relevant. It'll still be fun. You can use it today, you can use it a year from now. It doesn't matter.
But what if you never fully get around to really using it? You know what I mean?
I think if you never get around to using it, then it's kind of a loss.
Yeah.
And which is why I try to like limit these kinds of purchases to that like $20-$30 range.
Yeah.
That's like the price of a bad meal basically is like where I try to limit it, where it's like if I went out and I had a bad meal, I'm bummed that I had a bad meal, but like I don't know, I've had bad meals before. It's like sometimes you roll the dice with that. This like drawing book, as long as I eventually get around to it and I can take some drawing skill out of it, it doesn't matter if I do that today, tomorrow, next week, next year. It's like, oh, okay, cool, like I got my money's worth out of it if I eventually use it. And like you said, sometimes it doesn't work out. Sometimes it's not good, but try to limit those like risks when I can, and instead just buy, like I said, buy things that I think will serve a need, regardless of when it is I do get to it. Ideally, I get to it sooner, but it doesn't expire. The value of it doesn't expire.
I guess on that note, how do you? I think we deal with this the same, like wanting versus getting. Like, how do you negotiate that? Like for me, it's a lot of, for the most part, like there are slip ups I have where I'm like, oh, the thing that gets me to break this, like my ideal is I'm saving things like on my Pinterest, so just somewhere where I can refer back to it. And then as I build up money in those different budget categories, then I might like pull the trigger on things. And now that I'm like kind of looking more at how much stuff costs, which I'm like, it's like, yeah, I could save up a lot and get like one nice shirt that I saw that's expensive. Or I could like, because I do enjoy like the fun of shopping in real life. Like the other day we went to like a thrift store / like handmade stuff store / like, kind of like a boutique kind of store where the stuff's like pretty affordable. And I'm like, cool, let me just look around and I know what kinds of clothes I might want, like pants or shirts or whatever. And let me just see what I can get for like the money I'm bringing, which was like, I think I had my like $100-ish bucks in my budget. I spent like 30 that day or whatever. And it's like, cool. Now we wait. We build it back up again. And we kind of just like go in those cycles. And then I have a new category that I made, inspired by Edwin, because he made this category in his budget, the swag category.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's certain things that I do want that cost like a little bit more. Like if I want something that costs over $100, like that's significant money. I think over $150 is like fairly, to most people, significant. Like you might not be able to just like pull that out of your ass kind of money.
Yeah.
But I don't want to like spend my whole life saving up like my $200 for, you know what I mean? So it's like, let me just save that separately. And like when that fills, I can get some of those more like high end items. But for my regular life, I can live in this like more modest budget. And that's kind of normally what I do. The thing that messes me up that like, and I know I hate the term FOMO because it's just like, I don't know, something about that term is like unappealing to me. Like, I don't like this FOMO. Like, I don't know. The acronym is, it's like YOLO. Like I never said YOLO. I never liked saying YOLO. Like I don't enjoy acronyms that often, I guess. But the thing that kills me, and I think you already know what it is because you're laughing, is those limited drops. I hate a limited drop because, and what's funny, what is dumb that I'm now realizing is that technically everything is a limited drop because they will not stock an item forever. But specifically when it's like, when we sell out, that's it, the end. And I'm like, but I want it. How do I need it. What do I do? And those things kill me and I never feel prepared. Like in my dream world, I will just build more cushions where I can comfortably take advantage of some of those limited drop moments and like be ready. But I don't think I've ever been ready for a limited drop in my life from like a brand that I like or a style of thing that I like. And yeah, and I hate that. And I have been known to jump the gun because I'm like, I don't know when else I can get this and I need this in my life now. And then it's like, I will say it adds a little bit of a cool factor that it's like a smaller run, like, oh, less people have it. But to be honest, I don't care too much about like other people having a thing that I have because I think that there's enough people on Earth that it's like not that deep to me. Yeah. Like I don't necessarily need, like, you know, we both have like the classic Crocs. A cajillion people on Earth, everyone on the planet owns those shoes. That's fine. I don't care. I don't have them because they're like unique shoes. I have them because like you invited me to get matching Crocs and I was like, sure. And then, you know, we put our little gibbets and run around or whatever. But yeah, that's the thing that kills me. Those damn limited drops.
I think for me, the
good limited drop.
I definitely see that's the reason why they do limited drops, right? It's because it works, because it puts that fire under people to get it now before it's too late.
I'm so mad I didn't get that stupid. Even I didn't even play Death Stranding. I don't even know if I like that game. That Death Stranding, like what's the name of that controller that like you put it for your phone?
Backbone?
Yeah. They had a Death Stranding one. Oh, it looks so good. I forgot what even stopped me from getting that because I wanted that thing so bad. And it's like, damn, you know?
No, I mean, hey, again, they do it because it works, right? That's like marketing 101, business 101. My thing is, the other thing, though, you have to remember, and this is what stops me from, I guess, feeling like I'm missing out whenever there's like a limited run or limited drop or something like that, is that like, well, yeah, I mean, that does look cool. That looks cool. But my thing is like, if something is good enough, it makes business sense to keep selling it, right? There's a reason why Apple doesn't have a limited run for iPhones or headphones or anything. It's because it's like, well, people are going to want it. So of course we're going to keep selling it. Like it doesn't make business sense to stop something that is actually that wavy and will continue to sell. It just doesn't make business sense.
Well, I think a lot of times these are like colorways and stuff. Like the product still exists, but not like this exact version of the product.
I mean, sure. I'll give you that. I don't know, man.
And I think the reason they stopped selling it too is because I think a lot of brands, you know, again, to your point, smartly so, have like a limited run vertical where they have their staples that are like, hey, we sell as much as we can. And obviously at a certain point, everything will stop being in production, right? Like the, you know, new Jordans that are dropped this year. It's like, okay, eventually one day they're going to stop making those. Like, I don't know when the day is, but like they will, you know, that kind of thing. Obviously there's some exceptions. There's some SKUs that have existed. You can still get a pair of Air Force Ones today, you know?
But even then, those also still come back around. Like, people say it's a limited drop.
And then I won't be ready later either. I'll never be ready. And I could be dead by then. I start just like pulling anything I need to get this thing.
Yeah, man, how many times has Disney brought something out of the Disney vault? You know what I mean? Like, if a company as big as Disney with the licensing and IP and stuff that they have, if they still don't ever like really abide by limited, then come on, what are we doing here?
I will say on that note though, because I think I already know your what versus get is like, you know, you save and you're responsible.
Yeah, same idea.
When do you dance with the devil? What does that look like?
Not very often, to be honest. Like again, I don't have.
When you got your iPad, were you dancing with the devil? Did you have that money locked and loaded, ready to go?
I guess when it comes to stuff like that, if I don't have the money, so again, take a step back. when it comes to generally getting things, I use YNAB. I create categories for the things I want, right? Like I have a category for, next phone, new laptop, for whenever the one I have does eventually break and things like that. So I have categories for these like bigger purchases that I save up for over time. So it's not ever that detrimental when something happens and I need to make a purchase, or if something drops and I need to make a purchase, right? And so when something like the iPad happens, and the story behind that is, I haven't had a iPad in a while, or we did have it, but then I wanted like a better one. Like I had an iPad that we didn't really use. Seattle iPad.
Yeah, that was like, I was really into the iPad, and then you're like, do I want an iPad?
Yeah.
And then you like started going into research mode. And I'm like, just get the iPad. And then you're like, let's go. And then we went to the store that day and got it.
Yeah. So I had an iPad in college, and then Janet, the more modern era, was like, oh man, I want an iPad. I love my iPad. Blah 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 blah. And I want an iPad. She made me want an iPad.
I was in my Good Notes era at the time. I had my Apple Pencil.
Edwin had an iPad. Maggie had an iPad. Like, everybody had an iPad. Yeah. And I'm like, damn, I'm the only one who don't got iPad.
Yeah.
And so it made me want an iPad, and I looked at the budgets, and it was like, you know what? Do I have a category for an iPad right now? No. Do I have money set aside for an iPad eventually right now? No. But I do have money set aside for, next phone or new laptop or something that I can pull from to get the iPad now without, again, dipping into next month's rent or utilities or like any of these like more important sort of concrete.
I would count that
bills.
as dancing with the devil a little bit. Yeah. Because it's like you can pay for, but you can't afford.
Sure.
Even though you can't afford
it.
But
I can't afford it. It's like,
well, you can pay for it, but you're not like, go ahead.
It wasn't a conscious budgeting for it, but I budgeted enough that I could still pay for it. Like,
if you have more to say, I don't want to step on your point.
I think there's an idea of moving food around in the fridge that we use a lot, where it's like, hey, like if I gotta take some money away from groceries to pay for gas this week or something like that.
Yeah,
that I think is a separate concept than I'm taking away money from my next iPhone to buy this want today.
I think it's, to me. And I'm not saying I move stuff around all the time. Like, I told you I bought that Playdate case that I don't need because I want it so bad. And I did not have that in a enjoyable items category, a fun month. Like there's nothing to justify that. I just did that off the dome, Yeah. But I didn't pull from either, again, my essential categories. But to me, that is still an example of me giving into impulse and not being, mindful in my purchases, because I didn't have money in a category that fit that. I pulled from a different category I also don't need, but it's like, but you're not supposed to be doing that. You're supposed to be like, if everything's working the way it should, everything's taken care of from wherever, and you only get in, I'll make it up. You're only dining out when the dining out budget has the money. You're not like pulling from like the Disney trip you want to take in 2 years, because it's like, well, all these are supposed to, they all have jobs. Like all the dollars have jobs. You're being like, hey, come work over here for a second. And it's like, okay, you either didn't manage it well because you didn't put enough in this category, or the truth is you did put enough, and it's like the results weren't what you wanted. And now you changed everything to get the results you wanted.
Sure.
So I would consider that dancing with the devil.
That's fair. I can't push back. I'm not going to push back because you're not wrong in what you're saying.
Hey, I would love to justify the things that I do, but I'm like, I know that it's me being a little bit bad. It's not terrible.
Yeah.
It's not like super destructive, but it's kind of like how, I like drinking. Like I like beer. Beer's bad for you. The end. Like I can drink in a more healthy, sustainable way, but at the end of the day, like if I'm drinking alcohol, like I am inherently like getting negative hit points to my body. It's like, oh, well, I only drink on Friday. It's like, yeah, but you're still drinking. And that's fine.
Sure.
It's like not like the worst thing in the world, but yeah, it's not like if you're asking, am I sober? It's like, well, talk to me on Tuesday, It's I don't know.
I guess, So I agree with that. I would not say that's dancing with the devil. I think that is a little bit more extreme than what I do, but it's not. I'm not
two-step.
Yeah. I'm not like, blowing the devil off here. It's like, all right, I'm still talking to the devil. I'm still chit-chatting.
Okay.
We're a little flirty back and forth.
Yeah,
but
you gave the what's up head nod to the devil.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, maybe it's not fully dancing with the devil, but it's like, you're being a little bad.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
Are there things currently that you want? Do you have any like deep wants right now?
Deep wants? Not really. Most of my if I was looking at my like YNAB right now, for example, like and down towards like the wants category, the sort of biggest things that don't fall into like, oh, replace laptop kind of category are like the Apple Vision Pro, right? Where it's like, if I had, I don't know, $1 million, would I get that? Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Sure.
But I don't know, if I got to pull money from something, that's like the first category that gets pulled from. Because it's like, well, I would like to have one. I don't want one. And I think that's maybe a difference. If it was cheaper, maybe I don't want one.
Actually, I don't want that though, funnily enough.
Yeah,
I mean, if someone gave it to me, I'd be like, oh yeah, sure, I'm going to use it. But I'm never going to save for it. I don't want it. I would take one, but I don't want it. I don't even got a category for that.
I'm a step above that, where it's like I do have a category for it, and I put $20 a month, or $50 a paycheck, or whatever it is. Like I put money, $20 when I can towards it.
Look, HelloFresh, I've seen what you've done for others. Please hit my line.
Yeah, we're chipping away at that bucket whenever we can. But it's not something, there's no due date on that category. There's no like X amount every month or anything like that towards it. It's just like, hey, when I got an extra couple bucks at the end of my budget and I can throw it into a category, I throw the couple bucks there, and over time it builds up.
Yeah, I think for me, again, I always want clothes and fashion and things. That's like a forever thing. But other than that, I might be doing all right as well for like big wants. I want to work on saving for my next phone, because I've failed at doing that since like I'm so bummed because I got this phone and I'm like, I'm ready. I'm going to start saving for this new phone. And I think this one this year would be you're on schedule. Yeah, upgrade. Well, I'm on schedule with what I wanted. I'm not on schedule. I have, currently $0 against it as I have the phone. I've assigned negative $5.84, which tells me at one point I took the $5 I had and I moved it somewhere else. I think for I don't really have some big wants. I'm trying to work on saving more for like experiential stuff as well. So I have like wants in terms of that. Like I would like to go to some more concerts. So I think like, I don't know what concert I would go to. I mentioned I'm like, oh, I'd love to see like Beyonce if she like tours again with Cowboy Carter or whatever. But I don't have any money like set aside for that yet. I think my biggest want, that's an experiential one that I got some of the money locked and loaded already. The World Cup. Yeah. That's my number. That was such a big want for me that I like beeline saving for that. And so many times I've been like, don't touch the world. Like the devil's on my shoulder and I'm like, you know what? We still gonna dance, but I can't touch the World Cup. Like I have been very vigilant in not touching that money at all. And I still would like some more money for it. Because again, the more money we have for that, the more crazy shit we can do. We can go travel, like stay at other places. Like you could pour like infinite into like experiencing the World Cup, I feel like. Now granted, it's going to be here in the US, so it's not as expensive as if it was like overseas. That's also why I want to go like ham now. I'm like, we can do so much, but I can only do what I can afford to do. So it's like, okay, we definitely will go and see at least a game. But it's like, maybe we can, follow some team. Like, I would love to live it up even more. So we'll see how that goes. I think the last thing I want to ask about this is, what do you have already that you need to use more of? Like the we have blank at home vibe.
For me, which I did today, I think that the 3D printer. I think I got it. I wanted it. Almost, I justified wanting it as an investment, where it's like, hey, I like doing little things. Like I have a little candle making kit that I need to get back to doing that. Yeah. Cooking is something I like to do. I want to get back into music, and I was like, you know what, 3D printer. Like I'm a tinkerer. I'm a builder. I like to play with things and build things. A 3D printer fits very well into that, and if used right, can like lift up all of my other hobbies, like all of my other interests. And I used it today, right? We needed a holder for some SD cards that we have. And it was like, like instead of going to the store and buying or anything like that.
Isaiah thought it was crazy that I didn't want to I don't like holding.
I think it is a little wild.
Boomer thing about me is like a loose thing that's like that has technological aspects exposed in a way that feels very like intense to me. I cannot handle like the loose Switch cartridges. Absolutely not. I have those face down where the prongs are up because I'm like, no, like a disc lying down somewhere. No, like everything needs to be. The only thing I'm not like that about is like a charging cable. Like I'm not like we need to put that in a case. It's like, hey, I mean, if I can, I will. But like the idea of just like put this in your bag somewhere, I'm like, it's gonna touch like a pen and the pen's gonna destroy it.
I feel like I feel like you're almost there because I've seen you also then like take discs out and just like grab the disc, like not with your finger in the hole, like you like pinch the disc when you like take it out of a console or something, or like you'll mix discs up and put them in cases that don't belong in.
I'm a big case
and
mixer.
It's like, yes, it's secure in this case, but if you needed to find it, that's not helpful.
What'd you see when you opened up Lemon Cake?
I think I saw, oh man, what did I see? I saw like the Batman DVD or something.
It was a Blu-ray of The Dark Knight Rises or The Dark Knight.
I was like, well, this is not where this belongs.
No.
So
you 3D printed that for me, which I appreciate.
I 3D printed that. Yep.
You being like, honestly, I don't agree with how you feel about this, but like you said, you want a case.
Hey, this is how you feel.
I'll make you a
solution.
case.
We can make a solution. We can find a solution for this. So I think getting better at that. Like one thing I really want to get better at is like doing 3D modeling stuff. So like around the house, I can do that more often.
Yeah.
Where it's like the K-cup holder thing. Like that's kind of falling. Like I 3D printed a K-cup holder that I like hot glued to the side of our K-cup machine. And you like slot in the little pods. And it's like, oh, well, that's like the adhesive there is starting to come off. And, you know, so the pods are falling out if you like fill it up too much and this, that, and the third. And it's like, okay, it'd be great if I had the skills to just like model one that is like specifically for us, for our use case, design it so that we can pop the pods in how we want. And it doesn't like go against the placement of our machine or bump into things next to it. Like that's the stuff. That's the next level I want to get to. And I need to do that. But to do that, I need to like put the time and energy into learning and developing those skills and stuff like that. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah. And then of course you have your that pencil I've been
I don't know why you want to take this pencil from me. I asked for this cool pencil for my birthday and I got it. And then ever since then, just because
actually you didn't ask for your birthday. I just knew you wanted it.
Okay, fair.
So,
it was a pencil that I wanted.
Yeah, give me my. Even though I guess it wasn't a good gift because you don't use it.
No,
so
it wasn't a good gift because I have it. And I like having it. And I have my little pencil case. I have a I wouldn't call this a collection, but I enjoy stationery.
Yeah.
And so I have like a little pencil case with a bunch of like, you know, ink pens in there and color pencils and mechanicals and all this stuff. And it's like, yeah, cool. You gave me this pencil. I put it in my case. Whenever I want or need a pencil next, I know exactly where I can go to get one. I just haven't needed a pencil
does not use pencils
in forever. I use like right now I'm in my Micron pen.
It's like
era.
allegedly a very good pencil where it's like, oh, it can sense the pressure of the lead and all this, like this, that, and the third. It's like very like, you know, hoity-toity. And I'm like, look, and then I use pencils all the time. I'm like, if you're not going to use this thing, I'll just take it back.
Get your own pencil. Why?
I guess I should have. I know, but like, I'm also just like, you don't use it. We have one here. Like if I stole it, you wouldn't even know it was stolen.
I would know when I go to get it because I know where it's at. That's the other thing too. I know where all my stuff is. Like 9 times out of 10, if I have something,
you're
I'm not
gonna be
using it.
insufferable when you're 65.
Yeah, I know where it's at, and it's like if I go to get it and it's not there, I know something.
Who took
wrong.
my 3D printer adapter?
Who took my 3D printer adapter? Yeah.
The 4D printer of 2032. I don't know. It's not even that far away. It sounds like it's far away, but it's not. I think for me, my stuff I need to use more of. Again, I got to call down and get these stickers going. I want to start using some more of them, but also like get rid of some of them, like even more than I've gotten rid of some of them, but I need to go harder on getting rid of more. I think I need to engage with some of the stuff I have more. Like I have a lot of like comics that I've never read. I really want to read those. Clothes, it's like a constant work on it. I use the Wearing app. It's spelled WHERING, and it like you can like upload. There's other apps that do this too, but you can like upload all your clothes and then make little outfits. And I've been really big on trying to like what am I using? What am I not using? How can I like use stuff that I haven't worn a lot but want to wear more? And then how can I also be like, hey, let's be real. This has 0 wears. I don't like wearing it. Apparently, it's not going to get worn. Let's get rid of it. Let's sell it. Let's donate it. Let's like get everything. Like I want it to be like a really perfectly run ship, and nothing's perfect, so it's like kind of exaggerated there, but like where it's like, oh, everything I have, I'm wearing it a lot, I'm getting good uses. Everyone's playing on this team. No one is sitting on the bench.
Yeah.
Except for like stuff that literally has to sit on the bench. Like I have a dress that like I only wear for funerals. It's like, okay, sorry, no one else has died. Like I'm not gonna, or like, this is like a formal dress. It's like, okay, cool. Like I can't wear that really regularly. But other than or like swimsuits, like it's as much as you go to the beach or whatever. Other than stuff like that, I want to be like wearing stuff that I have or, crap or get off the pot kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then other than that, I think just culling down as much as I can. I don't know what I can get rid of, but I know there's more. I know there's more to parse down. So, but I'm really trying to be like reflective of that when it comes to like getting more stuff, because it's like, well, I'm not done. I don't even think I'm done culling down. So it's like, okay, let's like rein it in a little bit. But it's an uphill battle. Every day I'm looking and I'm like, how can we tighten this up a little bit more? And then, I'm sure at one point it's all going to go out the window anyway. So like, what's the point? But like, I like the pursuit of it. And it's like, and the one thing I wanted to compliment you on is you've been very gracious for relearning the placement of all the items that we have. Well, I feel like every few like updates, I'm like, hey, this is now in this spot.
Yeah.
And you're like, where's this? And I'm like, oh, I moved it. It's somewhere else. And you've been very tolerable of that.
The act of going into your kitchen and not knowing where the dish towels are is a weird thing.
I just don't like where they are, but like. I know that's not their final home, but that's their home now. But like, I still don't like where they are. But like, we're getting it together.
Yeah, everything will settle into place eventually. Yeah. And then, until it's not, and then we move everything again.
Yeah, I shouldn't have got that Pac-Man machine, but that's okay. At the time, it felt like something I needed to have, but now I'm like, I'd like to use that more, honestly.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah.
Really hone those skills because it's just sitting there. But yeah, that stuff. Good luck with the stuff that you have. And I hope that you can get more stuff because stuff's awesome until you end up not enjoying it. Like there's a max capacity for where it's like that meme of the like, I'm a genius. Oh no. Like that's stuff. And that's it for this week. You can send us your questions and topics to email inbox@gamesandnotgames.com. You can follow the podcast version of the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pocket Casts, and everywhere else you get your podcasts. If you enjoyed the show, be sure to give us that 5-star rating. It has been actually like very sweet. I haven't looked at the other platforms. I've only looked at Apple, but there's like 2 reviews right now and they're both very sweet. Yeah. Like one is like a really long like thing mentioning like Isaiah and everything. The other one just says that I was cool, which I think both are whatever route you guys want to go. It was like 5 stars. Janet's great. I was like, the reviews are in for the show.
And I saw that review that mentioned me. It was like, I don't know, like a few hours after the layoffs happened too. So it was just like, oh man, I needed that. That was really clutch.
So like, I love Isaiah's coding. I would pay exorbitant amounts of money for Isaiah to code the website. Like whatever y'all want to write in there. We appreciate it.
Yeah. And if you're an audio listener, remember you can watch the video version over on YouTube at Games and Not Games. If you like the video, be sure to leave a like. That helps us get in front of more people and share. I was going to say explore, but share the podcast to more people. Build this community. You can also give us a follow over on social media. We're on Twitter at Games and Not, and everywhere else at Games and Not Games. Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, TikTok, etc. And speaking of socials, we have our poll of the week, our poll of the show. Yes, poll of the week, poll of the show, same difference. Mm-hmm. Last week we asked, if you live with your partner, how do you split up the cooking? And we had 172 votes, which did not. I was a little surprised by these results.
I was a little surprised as well.
Number one option. Mostly one person does it with 57%
solo
of the
dolo
votes.
folks
yeah,
out there.
That's insane to me. I mean, I guess it makes sense, right? Usually it's more of a time-based thing.
Yeah,
and maybe
like maybe someone
just work
goes out
that
of the thing, or someone's like, I think often someone might be like good at cooking or like
true.
cooking.
Yeah.
I did see a lot of people like, oh, some person cooks and the other person cleans. Like, the thought of cooking you every single meal that you eat is insane to me. like, and that's just you and me, let alone the people, we don't account for like who has kids, who doesn't. It's just like partner. The whole family I'm like the private chef for the house. Like that is wild. And I'm sure like those people aren't, maybe they make themselves a sandwich every now and then or something. But
sure. Yeah.
But like mostly, because this is mostly too. So
Sure.
maybe it's like, oh, I don't know. But like every day, like you're just like, I mean, we don't even have stairs in this apartment, but you're waltzing down. Or I'm just like, I mean, you do a lot of the cooking though. I will say, I feel like we're definitely like a sous chef, little chef or whatever.
You say that, but I don't feel that way. Maybe that is the case, but I don't feel that
when
way.
you were making the wings, like I felt like you were winging it up.
Yeah,
but but also like I'm emerging in like knowing the wings, the way of the wing. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead. Continue the
second
results.
place. They split it by days and meals with about 21%, and then the last two options both equal at 11%. Cook most things together, and we don't really cook. So a lot of people, or a good chunk of people, are eating out, or they are just working together, which is honestly pretty cool.
We're breaking new ground. Then
Yeah.
we're in the 11% now.
Yeah. We switched. We've dropped out of the majority to the.
Well, I guess at first we were split by days/meals. We were like second most popular.
Oh yeah, I guess that's fair. So we didn't change that much.
We've been getting more obscure.
Yeah.
We've been finding more obscure ways to eat.
Yeah, right. Make it work.
As time has gone on.
This week, I think the poll show we're gonna go with how do you go about getting stuff you want? We talked a lot about stuff and how we get it. So we're asking you: do you mostly save and buy the things you want? Do you mostly sell or donate old stuff to like kind of make way for the new stuff, either financially or space wise? Do you mostly just impulse buy stuff? You see an ad for this cool shirt or gadget you want, and you're just like, throw it in a bag. You get it. Or something else entirely. Let us know.
Just stealing shit.
That should have been the fourth option.
Actually steal stuff.
Yeah, just 5-finger discount your way through Target, getting what you want.
When you steal stuff and sell it, it's all profit. You can pass those savings directly to the consumer. I saw one of my friends. This is like kind of like a weird. Well, I'm like, is this an incriminating story? One of my friends was talking about that on TikTok, and she was like, people will be selling stuff that like it's clearly hot, like they clearly stole it, and the margins are like so unfavorable. They're like, why are you? So she was talking about someone selling stolen AirPod Pros for $200. They're like, you're just getting greedy. Yeah. It's all profit. You could have made these. You could have marked these way less.
$20. That's still $20.
Yeah, they don't make the thieves have. Inflation has caught up to thievery. I guess they're like, hey,
crazy. It's crazy.
I gotta up these margins, but
So yeah, let us know. Reply to
stealing
the tweet.
Stuff.
Yeah, reply what you're stealing, where you're stealing from.
Yeah.
And what you have for sale, and maybe we'll maybe we'll hit you up
on your I'll order off my burner account or something. I don't know.
Anything else?
I think that's it.
Gang.
Gang.
Peace.